Climate change is also making itself felt in Germany. Thunderstorms, heavy rain and flooding are increasingly common. Fertile soil is being washed away. Drought is also a problem. Often it barely rains for months on end. Crops are withering on the fields, and farmland is as dry as dust. Not long ago, Hannes Germer took over the family farm. Is he afraid of climate change?
I'm not afraid of climate change. We'll have to adapt, but that's true for every economic sector. The most adaptable ones are the ones who survive, and I think farming will meet that challenge.
The farm in north-central Germany has been in the family's hands for 3 generations. Hannes Germer and his father agree. They want to farm their 400 hectares sustainably, using as little synthetic fertilizers and pesticides as possible. In the past, every farm had a plough like this one. But the plough has been retired, and it's just rusting away. Instead, Hannes Germer decided to switch to a new method that doesn't rely on tilling the soil.
When I plough my fields, the soil on the surface is dark brown. That absorbs more heat from the sun and loses more water through evaporation.
The new method is called no-till farming. By using machinery that minimizes soil disturbance, less water evaporates and more ends up in the soil, which is important during dry spells. And the natural soil structure is preserved. Stefan Kröger sells this new kind of machinery. They're faster than traditional ones, and the layout of the blades and rollers is also new. They leave a crop residue on the ground, which protects the soil.
When you have a layer of mulch, meaning crop residue on top, the soil cools off and less water evaporates from it.
During the planting season, Hannes Germer also takes care to keep the soil structure as intact as possible, to help keep what water there is in the ground. He uses a direct sowing machine to plant the seeds in the moist soil underneath the crop residue. He plants a variety of crops, and even when there's little rain, his yield is good. That's also because the no-till method helps create a healthy soil ecosystem. Earthworms play an especially important role. They burrow through the soil, which helps it soak up water like a sponge. And it's a sustainable method of soil improvement because the earthworms are on the job year-round.
Worms are our most important employees. They break down organic material on the surface and turn it into humus underground. So they fertilize the soil.
Without earthworms, water isn't absorbed well after a heavy rain. It runs off in torrents, taking the topsoil with it. An eroded stretch of land can take decades to regenerate. German farm machinery manufacturers are reaping record profits, an estimated 19 billion euros this year. Köckerling is a family-owned company that sells machinery used in no-till and shallow tillage farming and direct seeding. Bigger, faster and wider are the watchwords of the industry. Some of the machines sell for as much as a German luxury car.
We're seeing more mid-sized and large farms, and financing is always related to the amount of land. For a small farm, investing in such a large machine might not make sense. But in a mid-sized to large farm, you have a lot more land to cover. So given the economies of scale, a machine will pay for itself relatively quickly.
Hannes Germer's aging root crop harvester will also be replaced soon by a specially designed machine. Its wide offset wheels help distribute the harvester's weight on the ground so that it doesn't crush all the earthworms. It's an expensive machine, so he's planning to buy it together with a nearby family farm that's run by a friend.
You have to be willing to compromise, of course, and you have to be on the same wavelength. But I do think that this solution will become increasingly popular for smaller family farms.
With the no-till method and solutions like these, Hannes Gaumer is convinced his farm can adapt to climate change.